Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are up and refreshed. We've had a night's sleep. And, yeah, sorry for that run with Team Chaotix. It was true to its name. But we now have two other playthroughs we have to go through.
On the rest that I beat the rest of that stage and then the boss. So.
Yeah, thank you, Oscar. You are amazing. It took an expert in Sonic the Hedgehog to know what he's doing. Well, you know the game better than I do. I've never played this game before. I should have made that pretty clear beforehand that I had never played Sonic Heroes. Oh, great, this stage again.
Oh, that's kind of where I left it when I played it by myself.
So, that Eggman is behind all of this.
Whatever it takes, he's mine.
Oh. Oh, what the? His eyes move? I never knew that. Yeah, I know. Bruce just committed suicide. I know Shadow is emo, but damn, I didn't know he rubbed off on everybody. Anyway, so, Shadow stages. Sorry about the sudden cut there, ladies and gentlemen. Something happened. But Shadow apparently does not know how to, do things. And he has performed the wall kick. Okay, so, let's find things to talk about. I actually watched Star Trek for the first time in my life last night. Thank you. Well, I was actually listening to it. Yeah. What I got to see of the movie, because I was editing the videos and stuff while I was watching the movie. I do that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. J.J. Abrams, he's going to be the next major, he's going to be like the next major director like Spielberg or something.
He's gonna be the Spielberg of science.
Yeah, he basically what George Lucas thought he was.
Yeah.
Way. You know, speaking of sci-fi and stuff, well, that was interesting. Wait. I protect my friends. You sure? What were you trying to do? Get up there?
Yeah.
Where would that have led?
I have no idea.
You were just curious.
They have different paths to get to different places.
Touché. Anyway, so I was going to talk about Star Wars, Episode 7 and 8.
You mean the one that I think is really good, and then the other one I think is really good, and everyone hates the other one for some reason?
Yeah, that one. Let's talk about The Last Jedi, shall we?
I like it. I don't know what the hate is.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's kind of like a, it's kind of like, okay, I'm trying to, okay, it's an Empire Strikes Back effect, where I'm very sure, speed shoes! Okay, so I think it's one of those effects where I think the movie will get, like, a lot more praise the longer it's out. Because,
it's gotten less praise.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
Honestly, I kind of like where they were going with it, kind of leaving it, like, morally ambiguous.
I don't care
with
what
this
I
one.
liked it. I thought it was fine. Yeah. I like the story. I like the character.
I like the fact that they were actually trying something different with, The Last Jedi instead of, you know, just rehashing some of the other stuff in death. Well, this is Team Dark, so
Yeah, but
I know, but I like to imagine it's because they're edgy. They're edgy, and Shadow is emo and probably morbidly depressed. Because of Maria! If he can remember Maria today. Because, you know, Shadow's not exactly known for having the best memory.
I'm gonna try to speak on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You failed! So, okay, let me say exactly, like, what my favorite things from The Last Jedi were. I like the things with Rey, Luke, and Kylo Ren. I personally think when it's those three on the screen, it's a good movie.
I think Kylo Ren's overrated. I don't see what's super bad. Like, he's not bad by any means.
Well, I
just
know.
don't see- I just don't see what's really great about him.
That's a fair thing. Like,
I'm still
He-
pissed at him.
why?
Do you remember what happened in The Force Awakens?
The Force Awakens. Oh yeah, he killed Han. Well, you know the reason for it, right? Yeah, honestly, I'm not happy about it, but I get why it happened, because Harrison Ford's like, okay, I don't want to be in any more of these fucking movies, so just leave me out of the rest of them by killing me off. He actually was gonna do that. He wanted that to happen in, I think, Return of the Jedi as well. So he finally got his wish in the 7th movie. I think, yeah, it took long enough, but there we go. But anyway, so like I was saying, I like kind of like what they were doing with the Force, honestly. Like, the Force is... I like that they actually expanded on what the Force can actually do. Like, it's... And they definitely made it a lot more mystical and interesting again. Not like those damn prequels. I'm sure there are people that like the prequels. Joey. Actually, one of my cousins actually likes the prequels a lot. I know. I don't know why either. I've explained it to him a number of times that the prequels are terrible, but then again,
I like your boring political talk and subpar lightsaber battles from the first two movies and boring dialogue and not really good acting from just about everyone.
fortunately, there was McGregor.
Ian McGregor.
Yeah, him.
He's like the only saving grace. And the guy who played Anakin did really good in the third one. Now,
Yes.
Now the second one, not so much.
No,
Actually,
honestly,
the kid who played him in the first one didn't do too bad either. I don't think.
really.
I don't think he did bad. I mean, he was good.
Controversial opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I barely remember the Phantom Menace, so I couldn't tell you. I'd have to watch all three movies again, but yeah, it was more how it was written and directed. Like, Hayden Christensen, I don't think is a bad choice for Anakin. I know, that's a controversial statement. However, the problem is that they gave Lucas way too much control. And
what's his problem?
yeah. Well, then again, remember what happened with Batman Returns and Batman and Robin?
Yeah, but that's not because of the creator.
Yeah, that was kind of
I wouldn't
that was the
use that.
studio's fault on that one.
I wouldn't use that.
Well, at the same time, it's just like, you get my point. It's just like Lucas, they basically gave him kind of a blank check. They let him direct it. It was just not a good idea in general. The reason why Empire Strikes Back is such a decent movie is because it was so different, and it was a different vision. From my understanding, yeah. And by the way, it looks so dated now. Honestly, aside from a few effects and stuff, a lot of the older Star Wars look pretty good actually, because they use a lot of practical effects. Not all of them, but There are some effects that are terrible, but
You realize that most of the effects
I know. Well,
we have no idea what the original Star Wars was
I've actually seen the original cuts.
like. No, the original cut was never released. Every time it's been re-released in any format, even in 1980, there have been edits to it. There has not been a single same release of the original movie since '77, and nobody has a copy as far as we know, except for George Lucas, who refuses to release it.
I don't know why Lucas does that.
He says he's embarrassed by it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Everyone else loves those movies because they're so practical.
They're not gonna-
Fortunately,
they're not
we
gonna
have
continue.
J.J. Abrams, where there is a lot of CGI in The Force Awakens, but you forget how many practical effects are in that movie, too. It looks really good. I think most people will agree with that because it's there. It's there. It's like,
I don't care if it's there or not. The problem is how it looks. It just looks better.
honestly,
It doesn't. It doesn't have to look
like, here's a good
realistic.
example of like a movie that uses a lot of CGI but still looks great. Wonder Woman.